Ever wonder how to make a perfect teriyaki style beef jerky right at home? Today, I'm going to show you not just one, but two incredible versions. One with a bit of a spicy kick that you can easily replicate on your own pellet grill. And yes, they're 100% kosher. Alright guys, no time to waste. Welcome back to Impossibly Kosher. My name is Ben, and let's jump right into it. Starting off with some top quality flank steak from BAKAR MEATS, we're going to slice this beauty into strips. Pro tip, slicing against the grain gives you that tender bite, while cutting with the grain will give you a much chewier texture. More traditional jerky-like texture. I'm doing both ways, so stay tuned until the end so you can see the difference. I slice the cut up, trimming off any excess fat that I see around, because you don't really want too much fat on your jerky. You want a nice lean piece of meat. Half of it I'm going to be making spicy, and half normal teriyaki. Now that our meat is prepped, it's time to get these flavors in. For the first batch, we're going with classic teriyaki, sweet, savory, and just the right amount of salt. The second batch, we're turning up the heat with a Szechwan twist, using both Szechwan and ground chilies for that fiery finish. So into a gallon-sized Ziploc bag, I'm going to be adding in the soy sauce, sea salt, water, brown sugar, black pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. This marinade is key to that deep, rich flavor we all love with jerky. And this part is optional, but it gives it that traditional taste and will help it stay longer in the fridge. A little bit of curing pink salt. This is not the same thing at all as Himalayan pink sea salt. This is a special salt for curing that gives it that pink, beautiful color. Now mix the sauce up well before adding the meat. Every strip should be coated and ready to soak up those flavors. The only part I didn't get on video is the Szechwan peppercorns. I ground those up and I threw about a teaspoon into the second bag and another teaspoon worth of dried chili flakes. Split the meat evenly, shaked it up as well, sealed it up tight, and I let them both rest in the fridge for 12 to 24 hours. And trust me, you're gonna wanna wait. It's worth it. All those flavors will start to penetrate the jerky, making it way more flavorful than just a couple of hours. Fast forward to the next day, and it's time to fire up the pellet grill. If you've seen this channel before, you know that I'm using my Yoder Smokers YS640S, a beast of a grill. Check out this video on the top right where I show you really the unboxing, the review, and everything related to that pellet grill. With making jerky, you're gonna wanna smoke it low and slow, and I mean really low, setting it to 180 degrees Fahrenheit. We're gonna wanna dehydrate that meat, and when you're infusing smoke, the higher that temperature, the less smoke that actually penetrates that meat. We're not trying to cook it, we're trying to dehydrate it. Slightly different. And as usual, I'm going to be using Bear Mountain Barbecue's pellets. Incredible and beautiful smoky taste. Guys, if you're liking this video so far, give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and let me know any feedback that you may have in the comment section. If you're curious about any of the tools that I'm using, check the description. I'm leaving links and codes to everything that I'm using. Now once the pellets are lit and the grill's heating up, it's all about patience. We're looking for a steady 180 degrees Fahrenheit. But as you can see in the Fireboard app, there's a bit of a fluctuation, sometimes dipping into the high 160s and peaking at around 200 degrees Fahrenheit. It's all part of the process. As the target temperature is lower, the grill ends up having a harder time achieving consistently that temperature. Remember, you're playing with live fire here, so it's harder to get that perfect temperature every time. But don't worry, the results are just as good. Now with our grill at the right temp, it's time to prep the meat. Get them out of those Ziploc bags onto paper towels and pat them dry. This helps the jerky develop that perfect texture without having a smoke taste on that liquid, if that makes sense. Now, lay each strip out on the smoker, making sure that there's plenty of space between them. Here you can see I'm putting the spicy on the right, closer to the smokestack, and the non-spicy on the left side. This is the upper half tray on the Yoder, and as you can see, it fits just right. Let's get a little bit of a close-up. The smoke smells incredible. Now, let's close that lid and let the magic happen. Let's fast forward to 3 hours in. You can see that color deepening beautifully. The jerky is starting to dry out nicely, and we're not done just yet. The texture you want to aim for is dried out enough that you can bend it, but not too dry that it'll break. Otherwise, when it cools down, you're going to go way past your target. Now throughout the cook, I can keep an eye on the grill's temperature using the Fireboard app on my phone. As you can see, there's a small variance, but nothing too crazy. That, like I mentioned before, it really hovers between 160 and 200. Every time it starts to dip too low, the auger pulls more pellets into the fire, those light up, it shoots that temperature up, and then slowly it starts to come back down. Honestly, it's one of the things I love about the pellet grill. It ends up automating the whole thing for me, making it much easier. And honestly, that's just how it goes when you're cooking low and slow. Now, let's take a look at the 4-hour mark. Some pieces, oh beautiful. Wow, those are unbelievable. I'm telling you guys, the smell is just to die for. If you're a jerky lover like me, you're gonna love this process. Anyways, I digress. Some pieces are nicely done. Others need a bit more time. The goal here is to have that perfect balance of chewiness and dryness. So let's close that lid and keep going. After 5 hours, some of the jerky is ready to come off. But patience is key, guys. Some pieces still need another hour or so to reach that ideal texture. Perfect bendiness. Now you're not going to want to taste them right away. You're going to want to let them cool down for about 10 to 15 minutes so that texture can start to firm up. 6 hours in, and we're finally done. Time to pull those last pieces off the grill and let them cool down as well. Turn the Yoder off, let it cool down, and I'll see it in the next cook. And now, the moment of truth. A taste test. Let's give her a taste. This is the non-spicy one. Wow, it's very good. I like my jerky chewy. The flavor went through and through. It's mild, it's sweet, has a little bit of that salty soya taste, which is very, very nice. Eat this one after. All right, now let's go for the spicy. Cheers. It breaks apart beautifully. And this one, if I'm not mistaken, is the one cut with the grain. No, sorry, against the grain, I can see it. Very nice, but let's compare it to a piece that is with the grain. Okay, it's a different type of chewy. One is chewy, but that breaks apart. This one is chewy and a soft chew. I know if you're watching this, that makes no sense, but once you actually compare the differences or compare the two, you'll understand. Personally, I like the spicy one a bit more. The Szechwan pepper really gives it a nice little kick. Now I have to give a few people some jerky, get their feedback. For a first try, I'm quite happy. Let me know how you think it came out in the comment section and give this video a big thumbs up. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one.